Hello. I am back to talk about things you can do on neopets.com in 2025. It's been a second since I filmed. I did stuff for Festival and Eggs, and I took a little break, and doing better, not really, but we're here. We are here. We're gonna just run through my dailies, run through what I do on neopets.com, all of that stuff. If you are brand new to neopets.com, this is an interesting time to be joining. Things are happening, but it also feels like things aren't happening. There's a plot that is on pause, a lot of changes, all that stuff. But if you were to start on Neopets, you would start by creating an account and creating a pet. You would have to create a pet if you first start Neopets. You can't like adopt right away, but you'll log in, you'll come to this create a neopet page, and there's all these beautiful species you can get. Like, interesting, this one, because it's the 27th of April, it is Psy Bunny Day. So for today, you can make a Psy Bunny. There are 50 something species in Neopets, and some are exclusive, and so on Create a Pet days, you can create those pets, with the exception of like 2.5 pets at the moment. I'll explain that later. Otherwise, you have all these other beautiful pets you can make. So, we have like right here, Aisha, a favorite of me. Chias, another favorite of mine. Nimos are a favorite. You would just come in here and choose whatever pet speaks to you. Let's say you're like me and the Van degree speaks. You can do that. And then you also get to choose one of the basic colors. You will choose that color. You can choose a little bandana to go with it. You can choose the gender you would like your pet to be. You can choose a personality. This doesn't really matter. I usually like how they greet people. I do either act friendly or smile sweetly, and I have turned pets away in the pound because they have a weird answer. Choose stats doesn't really matter. You can choose those. And then the biggest thing is naming your pet. Every Neopet has to have a unique name. So you can't just name your pet anything. We're gonna have to go to the next page, or we can do it here. If your name is Emily and you want your pet's name to be Emily, you can't because the name Emily is already taken. You have to have like a super cool, unique name, something like that, in order to name your pet. So there you go. And then you'll have a pet. I think most people, I don't know. I don't know why I explained that to you. These are some of my pets. You can have a certain amount, I think it's 6 pets, which is the basic Neopets. You get 6 pet slots. So you would have like what you see here, my little crew right here. 6 is enough. I spent most of my time with like 2 pets, and I could get rid of some of these pets. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could. I bought an additional 10 pet slots so I can have up to 16, I want to say. And then you get some if you do premium, you get additional pet slots. So there is that. And then, like I briefly mentioned earlier, just because I remember and because I mentioned premium, there are like 3 species you can't create on their day. So one is a drake right here. If you played 15, 20 years ago, you know how difficult it was to get a drake. They're like these cool dragon type neopets. They used to be super hard, and now they're very easy to get. The other one is a croc. Crocs are also easy to get. You just need a croc, either morphing potion, and you can change one of your other pets into a croc, or I know a lot of the croc pets have been given out in the quest log, so you can do it that way as well. And then the third pet is the Varwolf. That is like not even a month old, brand new Neopet. I don't have one as of filming. April 27th, 2025. You can only get it by using your premium species perk on it if you do premium. And when I mention Neopets Premium, that is like the paid membership for Neopets. You can pay either monthly or yearly, and you get all these additional perks. I do not have premium. Sorry, TNT. I just don't. But if you have premium, you get additional pet slots. You can also create the Varwolf. The Varwolf will be made available to other people later on. I'm not running to get it. But these are just some of my pets. Here I am introducing you to my pets. Once again, we have Lepediolite. This is my active pet, if you see up in this little corner. Your active pet is the one where like random events will sometimes happen to. Most of the time, you'll randomly get random events on Neopets, and it happens to your active pet. Yeah, they're kind of just like the pet you have around you while you're bruising Neopets. So there you go. Mine's the Pedialyte. Yeah, beautiful. Pedialyte's also my gourmet pet and my Battle Dome pet. And I'll do Battle Dome training a little bit later, but like there we go. I have Book Freak. Book Freak's not going anywhere. A Moroccan Nemo. Beautiful. I could get rid of Tiny. Tiny I keep starving because I'm not a bad Neopet parent. I promise. I adopted Tiny from the pound, which sounds bad, but I needed a pet who was always hungry so I could do the quest logs. We can head on over to the quest log right now. This is a bulk of what I do on Neopets. This is maybe like a year and a half, 2 years old, where you can come in here and it's okay, not to be cynical too early in the video. This is how TNT ensures users are coming in daily. Because like that's like a thing you'll hear about if you're in like the Neopets community off of Neopets, if you're in like the Discord, Reddit, things like that, Jelly Neo comments. Neopets is old and it's like who's playing Neopets besides me? So like the team needs money to operate the website, and that either comes through ads or through people doing like premium. So the quest log gives back to the players, but it's also a way to ensure that players log in every day because you get little rewards for completing super easy things that you're probably already completing. It gives you like a rough outline. So you get these are little daily rewards. You get Neo points, which is good because it used to be super hard to get Neo points in Neopets. There's a little plushie. I really like the code stones and the doubloons. I think they're valuable because I'm battle training my pet. I'm at the Mystery Island school, so I do tan, but I'm okay with both of these because I'm saving up for red because I'm hoping to be at the secret school by the end of the year. Yeah, I just hope to be in like the red codestone area by the end of the year, so I've been stocking up on all my red codestones. And I like getting doubloons because I can sell them. I'm only Battle Dome training one pet, but doubloons are, you can sell them. You can sell most of the things. Neopets is all about what you want your goal to be. Mine right now is Battle Dome training. I recommend for your goals, make it like a long-term thing. I know customization is like really big on Neopets. I'm not really going to talk about customization a whole lot because it's not what really draws me in. Like Battle Dome's doing good. I really like the plot, even though the plot's on pause. Some people like stamp collecting or like avatar collecting or like a gallery, things like that. It's hard to like play Neopets because there's so much to do, and it's kind of like it's good that you have all these things you could do, but also like I wish it was a little more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of stuff to do on Neopets, and the quest log helps you get there. Most goals involve money of some sort, so it's good to just like get this amount of money because you couldn't even get like 1,000 Neo points as a kid playing the games. And so you get these quest logs and you'll complete these items. We can complete them together today, and then you'll fill up these books, collect the 20,000, and then you get a weekly reward. So I strategically did this video today so you could see me getting my weekly reward, which is a Moch, which is a P3, I want to say. So your pet can have a pet. That's a P2, a pet. And that P2, that pet can also have a pet, which is a P3 or pet. Yeah, so super cool. P3s, they're dropping a little bit. Some of them, not all of them. In price. The quest log is also, people say it's supposed to help with inflation. I don't know, because you can get some good options for final prizes sometimes. And then what just came out like a month ago is this reroll feature where if you click it, you can re-roll your weekly prize. Before, there was like this little thing we would do where we would like skip a quest and that would reset the prize. Now we have to pay neopoints in order to reset, which helps. If some people only want stamps out of a certain prize pool, they can just re-roll until they get stamps. But it costs neopoints, and then the more you re-roll, the more money it costs. Cool. And then in order to like reset that cost, you have to claim the prize. So there we go. I'm not re-rolling because I'm getting the moch. But like just little things. Little things you can do on Neopets that like you might be doing anyways. You might not. Like purchasing an item, spinning the wheel, playing a game, grooming and customizing. So we can just go and do it. So I always buy an icy snowball. It's not the most like long-term, most strategic thing I could be doing with my money, but I usually do. Side note, I know this video is going to be long because there's been some lag on Neopets, and it just takes a second for everything to load. And I also have like a really old computer, and it's a Chromebook, so it's not like a quality computer to begin with. I promise I'm very close to getting a new one. I'm just like a couple $100s off of my goal, and so yeah. Anyways, there might be some lag while I'm loading things, but I come over to the map of Neopia, and if I want to buy things, I'm most likely gonna go over to Fairyland. And we come over here, and then I do the healing springs, and then I get an icy snowball, and I put it in my safety deposit box. There are other things you can do. With the healing springs, you can only come here and buy things or be healed every 30 minutes. So if you're in a time crunch, I would suggest going to the general store. But like the icy snowball, it's super cheap. I've also done like different healing potions and such, but I'm only like, if we're being realistic about what I do on neopets.com, it's the little icy snowball, and then you leave, and that's cool. And then usually while I'm out, I like to start by buying whatever item I need to buy, because a lot of the times you have to buy 2 or 3 items, and if I'm doing healing springs, I have to wait 30 minutes between each. So what I usually do is like log in first thing in the morning, buy something, and it'll either, if I only have to buy one thing, that's good for the day. If I buy 2 or 3, it doesn't matter, because since I logged in first thing in the morning before I go to work, then I go to work, finish my 8-hour shift at my job, and I come back and I buy more stuff. You can also go to the general store. Yeah, and then because we had to go to Tyrania to spin the wheel, I'm gonna go here. I like to spin the wheels first because I never know if my Neopet's going to be harmed. Some of the wheels can hurt your Neopets. Some of them give you nothing, some steal items. So yeah, this is rather good because I got 500 Neo points and I only spent 100, so I made money. But like I know on this wheel, like the fire and the pterodactyl and all that stuff, they'll end up taking like HP from your Neopet. So then there we go, that's good. Games, this is the big thing. I really liked games as a kid on Neopets. Games don't have the same impact, unfortunately. I mainly do games if I'm like trying to get more user trophies, but I'm like, I don't know. There's like the 7 or 8 games that you get just for getting like a max score. I'm good with those, but I don't necessarily, like I'm not good at all of these. And there's like a whole thing with like trophies and like trying to get like a high score on the first of the month. So you can be on like the high score table and get the trophy. It's a thing. It is a thing that I'll probably get into at some point. I'm just not there right now. So when I do games, I do Fashion Fever. A lot of people do like Cass or Mirka. I do Fashion Fever because you don't have to click anything. and then that's how I get my little game credit. I feel like I didn't really know how to play Neopets as a kid, so I would just do a bunch of games and then end up with like 500 Neo points and feel like super rich. There are more efficient ways to play Neopets, so yeah. I do Fashion Fever, and it's gonna take longer to load than the game is because it's not really a game. It's a dress up. You can dress up a Neopet. So you hit start, and then I kind of like wait 5-10 seconds. I don't even dress up the Neopet, if we're being honest, but you can. You can change the characters, click on the background if you want to change it, change their hair, you can layer stuff, hats, all that, whatever. And then after those seconds go by, I hit end, and then you have to send the score in order to mark it off for your little thing. So there we go. There's that. What else? You have to like groom, feed, and customize. You'll usually get 2 of those 3. That's why I have Tiny, and that's also why I have Zams. We can customize Zams. Zams is my lab rat. We'll talk about that later. I unlocked the lab ray, which I think is fun. We'll do it in a sec, but you basically subject your Neopets to like a mad scientist, and it can usually change stats, it can change gender, it can change color, it can change species. It's fun, it's wild, you never really know what you're gonna get, which is a little bit fun. After this, I'll show you my old lab rat. I have a pet that used to be like my old lab rat that's not my lab rat anymore because I ended up liking the color that I got. So now we have this new blue Nemo. So I know a lot of people don't like the whole customized feature. I don't really care. A big part of Neopets is customizing your pet and making them look cute with these little backgrounds and such. A lot of people are into it. I'm not. So I kind of put on a background, put on antlers, I'll put on the little bandana, and that'll count as my customizing for the day. I'm not super big into customizing, but everyone else is, so go talk to people about that. Like, as you see, like, I'll like double paint, I'll cross paint my Neopets. That's the extent to the customizing for me. But like I said earlier, right here, this beauty right here, a mutant Vandy, named Love Beyonce, was my old lab rat because I found this in the pound. We can visit the pound, I guess. And I'm like, Love Beyonce, cool name. Got Love Beyonce, zapped. Love Beyonce was zapped into a Vandy, and I love Vandies. You can see Chevy Equinox over here, another one of my Vandies. And I said on video, if you become mutant, that's like your permanent. You're a permie right here. So there we go. Randomly got mutant, and then I had to go find a new lab rat. So yeah, Zams is my lab rat. I'll also occasionally zap Tiny, but yeah, there we go. You get to feed your Neopets. That's part of it. There is like the gourmet club where you can get points and trophies for feeding your pet gourmet foods. Gourmet foods have a distinction based off of like their rarity. Yeah. I know I said Lepediolite is my gourmet pet, but that's a future me problem. And then grooming, I usually keep a blue hairbrush and I brush one of my pets. And there we go. And we're also going to go back and I'm going to show you all, because like I said, we're trying to complete that like little daily log right now. And I had to buy 2 things and I only bought 1. If you're ever crunched for time and you have to buy multiple things, I recommend coming over to the general store. And then the store is always stocked. And you can come in and you can buy anything. Get another blue whatever. And there you go. And then that's all stocked and cool. Restocking is a thing on Neopets. I'm not equipped to tell you about it because I'm bad at it. General store is interesting because it's always stocked. If you go anywhere else, so like the post office, I know it's like, it's nuts trying to restock here. But you'll see these little items right here. These stamps, cool. And then you have to haggle for them. You guys may remember the haggliness. So let's say I wanted this. Like one, if you notice the quantities, not a lot of quantities. And this will be like a harder place to restock because people are trying to complete albums or get like super rare stamps. So you do that, and then every once in a while they'll run out of stock and it'll say like, we're gonna restock in 8 minutes or so. I know that doesn't really make any sense, but I don't really restock. So like, let's say I wanted this hot dog stamp. I would come here and then you have to haggle for it. I know you all remember this. The shopkeeper won't take less than that. I'm gonna see if you'll take, that's too much, that much money. And then you have to click on the cow to restock, and you accepted it, and now the stamp's in my inventory. I don't do real restocking. So there's that. And then we're gonna come over to the quest log and see how things go. So you'll come over here. If you complete something, you can claim it. So if you hit claim, then back to quest, and then the book lights up. And so you want all your books to light up. Boom, boom. And there we go. And then this big one will light up. You got 20K. Good chunk of change, if you ask me. And then back to quest. And then whenever you're ready to collect your weekly reward, you'll come over here. All these books are done. And then you can hit claim. Hopefully. And then this is added to your inventory. Now, Kiko Lake. The Kiko Lake team will steal your items. That doesn't make sense. If you're not super familiar with Neopets, what I just said doesn't make sense. It's basically an outdoor cup team that steals items from your inventory. So since I got this nice moach, I want to make sure the Kiko Lake doesn't steal it. Kiko Lake, at any time, it's a random event. You have no control over it. Can come and steal stuff from you. So if you ever get anything nice, go to your inventory right away. Don't click around too much. And you're going to want to put this stuff in your safety deposit box. You can do it 2 ways. So if I want to really protect my moat, you can go to the item, put in safety deposit box, boom. That's good because you also don't want your like P3s around, because like your P3s will attach to your P2s. It'll attach, and it's like a thing, and like sometimes they attach right away and sometimes they don't. Inventory is weird, and I will make more videos in detail about anything if you all are ever curious. But just like high level Neopets, unless you're trying to like attach your P3, I recommend having them in your safety deposit box because you can't unattach a P3 and like move it to a different Neopets. Like if you unattach a P3, it's gone basically, and some of them go for millions. So anyways, that's one way to put things in your safety deposit box. I usually do the quick stock, and so you can stock it in your store, put it in your safety deposit box, donate, discard, gallery, closet, or shed. Shed doesn't really mean anything. So what I do is if you come down here to check all, I just do deposit. And if you're ever like, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, if you double click an item, it'll take it out. So since I usually keep a hairbrush, deposit, there we go, submit, boom. So that's the quest log. Because I'm talking, it takes a long time. But if you like notice the actions, it doesn't take a lot. You can get your quest log done in like 5 minutes. So if you want to get into Neopets and you don't have a lot of time, or you're super busy and you feel guilt about abandoning your Neopets, one, throw them in the hotel. Throw your little Neopets in the Cockroach Motel that is over here. Neopet Central, Neo Lodge. This will feed your pet. So my pet is bloated right now because they're being fed at the lodge. You can choose what pet you want, or you can book all of them. You can choose a hotel. I put my neopets in cockroach towers. I feel like a fun little animal pet would love to play with the cockroaches. And it's 5 neo points. And yeah, but you can also give them like that. And for you can also do extras. These extras mean nothing. Some people really want to put their neopet in like the nice little Astro Villa and give them an ensuite bathroom and tennis courts and grooming and stuff. Then you can put them in there for like 28 days. So like that's pretty good. So if you're busy or you're going on vacation and you don't want to abandon your neopets, or maybe you're like me and you just don't play Animal Crossing New Horizons as much as you used to, and then like the 2 times a year you log in, all your villagers are like, whoa, you've been gone for 8 months, we thought you died. You just don't really like that because you're attached to the pixels. Put them in here, and then like once a month it'll be good. So there we go. Your pets will be full. So there's that. I don't know how I got here, but we did. That's how you keep your little neopets safe. That's like high level neopets. That's the bare minimum. I do. You can also do other dailies. So I'm going to introduce you to Jelly Neo. Welcome to Jelly Neo. Jelly Neo will tell you all the fun things that are happening on Neopets. So you'll get news. TNT laid off some employees and then let us know. So you can read about it and you can read their statement. New avatars back. Plot is on hiatus. I'll talk to y'all about the plot maybe if I remember to. Whatever's happening on here, Jelly Neo. When there's a pet day, you can see the new paint and clothing that comes out. So I use Jelly Neo, and then I use the dailies. There's also the Daily Neopet and Sunny Neo. Find whatever fan site works best for you. And so if you're on Jelly Neo, yours is going to look different, but I have a little customized page for my dailies. Dailies are just little things you can do every day or multiple times a day on neopets.com. If I have time, I'll come through and I'll do some of these. Sometimes I don't. So like Trudy's Surprise, it looks like a slot machine. It's not. There are slots on Neopets. Trudy's may not load because Trudy's has not been loading for me recently. If it's another way for you to log in every day, you log in and you get some money and prize. And if you log in every day for a week, you get bonus money. If you log in every day for like a month, you get like 100,000 Neo points or something. So, yeah. Yeah. Trudy's, I feel like it's newer as well. I'm doing Wise Old King, even though he's out. Wise Old King and Grumpy Old King, he better be in. They're at lunch together. That's beautiful. Okay. It's a little thing where you try to make them laugh. You try to impress the kings, and there's trophies involved. I'm trying to get the trophies. That's it. There's the fishing vortex. It's weird. I don't know how to explain this. You can fish multiple times a day in theory, but there's like a cooldown period for your pet. And I don't know what mine is, so I only do this like once a day, usually at night, just because that's when I remember. And then your fish gets fishing skills, and then you get different items for what you can fish. And it doesn't matter. It makes no impact to anything at all. But like Lepidolite's fishing skill 125. That means nothing, but like Lepidolite's my everything pet. So yeah, and then you just hit reel your line. Doesn't really cost Neo points. And I got a Cinderblock Sea Fungus. So you get a lot of garbage on Neopets. That's cool. That's fine. That's whatever. Trudy's is up. So we'll come over here. You hit play. These things aren't going to match because it's like giving slot machine. And you're like, oh, like you want them to match in order to get something good. Doesn't necessarily matter. It's going to take a second. Give her a second. Neopets has been a little laggy. And then you get the 100k by every day for a month, so I have 22 days left for that. And then if you do 7 days in a row, you get like an exclusive prize. There we go. So I got 8,000 Neo points, which is good. Yeah. Yeah. What other dailies do I do? Tombola guy. I like Tombola guy. Sometimes he gives you a prize, sometimes he doesn't. So I got a ticket. It's a winner. I get 125 and I get these food items. Cool. I always get my piece of obsidian. You shouldn't. I do. There's a meteor. I don't really know what this meteor does. Where you hit take a chance and then you poke it and then nothing happens. I should look into this daily more often, but like nothing really happens. Now it's gone. Do you get stuff? Is there a stamp? Is there an avatar? I don't know. It takes a second of my life, so that's why I do it. But it doesn't really get you stuff. But you're not really getting the most valuable stuff through your Neopet dailies, but every once in a while you get good things. Deserted tomb can hurt your pet, so not everyone does it all the time. Look at that. Was almost hurt. Cool. Council chamber you unlock by completing the Altador quest. I completed mine. Chowder and Rinny have pretty good guides on how to complete it. Also, Jelly Neo and Daily Neo. I remember when I was completing Altador, I bounced between both of those resources. If you have an afternoon, you can finish it, but it also saves your spot. You will need the Ruffle extension. None of these words make sense. You have to complete that plot in order to get this as a daily. So you come and you visit King Altador, and he gives you garbage. So, that's fun. The Quazalan Expel box, you can get Neocash. That's why people do it. Why is this acting up? Come on, Neopets. Come on, Neopets. Okay. I don't really come over here. Neocash is where you take real life money and you turn it into Neopets currency and you buy stuff. I don't ever really do it. I got enough Neocash to get my little 10 pet slots. Neocash is a whole thing that I can't do it. I cannot do it. I like Neopets. It's a very intensive hobby for me. Like, I'm filming and talking about neopets.com to you right now. But also, it's so much my real life money on this game that I just can't justify it. Sorry, TNT. Sorry. I just can't do it. This is free and people do it because you can win stuff. And so you're basically dropping and it's one of those little plinko things and you want it to come over here to the money thing and it never does. It's always going to go, look, already going in the wrong direction. I've never won Neocash from it, but whatevs. Please don't fall in the skull. Okay, so 100 Neo points. Took a while, but that's cool. What else can, Coconut Shy? Basically, if you go to the Haunted Woods, there's a whole, like, carnival section with a bunch of, like, rigged carnival games. And people do Coconut Shy because you can get coconuts, and coconuts sell very well because they're collectible items, and you can put them in your stamp album. Stamp album's a big thing because people want to complete it just to complete something. And I want to say that the coconuts are one of the few album pages that like are completable. There's a lot of album pages, but there's aren't stamps to fill up everything. And then if you get the stamps, you get the avatar and you get like the everything. It's something that the Neopets elites do. And so Coconut Shy, in theory, they're trying to tell you that you can get coconuts like once a month. I've never gotten a coconut from Coconut Shy, even though I play every day. This isn't the right way to play Coconut Shy. That's also why there's nothing underneath. Because I do the quick link where if you just hit the quick link that I got from the Reddit, I think, it'll just tell you what it is. And it's not going to load anything. And there was a moment between like the end of Flash and Ruffle where like it was bad on Neopets. And this is one way to like do the Coconut Shy. So I do that. You can do like 20, so I literally just boom, 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 whatever. And I close out of everything. And I close out of them so fast that I never see if I get a coconut or not. And then just at some point, it'll tell you you've thrown enough for today, so I can't throw any more coconuts. This does cost money. I think it's taking neopoints from me as I do it. And maybe one day in my inventory will be a coconut. I've only gotten coconuts from the quest log, so that's whatever. Again, healing springs. Because when we were in the deserted tomb, my pet lost HP because it was like pushing me out of the way. You can come over to Miss Marina. Me and Marina are frenemies. Because I think we would like each other outside of the healing springs context, but this is exactly why. Like, you can only like come to her every 30 minutes, but you can come to her every 30 minutes to buy stuff, or she can heal your pets. So if your pet is sick or lost HP, Marina can help you. I've seen her do it. She's done it to my pets. I've witnessed the miracles. But she likes to do it like once a month when it doesn't really matter. So she just, Miss Girl, Miss Mama Girl. So when you hit heal pets. So this is pretty good. The Pedialyte, my main person, you also want to make sure that whatever pet you're trying to heal is your active pet. That goes back to when I was like poorly explaining what an active pet is. Regains their hit points, which is good because that's what I lost, and it's not hungry anymore. That's good. If you only like one pet, one or two, and you're leaving one out of the lodge to feed for your quest, feeding should be like the first thing you do. And you should also keep them like keep them like dying or starving. That's what I do. Because Marina will heal you up. And then if your pet gets bloated, like there are ways to like debloat your pet, and it's a thing. That's why I just starve Tiny. Cool. What else is there? Apple bobbing's a thing where you can like bob for apples. Again, at the Weird Carnival. I got the avatar for it, so I don't do it anymore because apple bobbing will make you sick like a lot. Bank, you're going to want to come to the bank and collect your interest. And then you can deposit and withdraw and upgrade so you can get different interest, whatever. Whatever, like 15 mil, not a lot. It's like poor in like neopet times, but whatever. Love visiting Colt Zan. Hit the shrine. Colts will give you something or not. Cool. Daily puzzle and fairy crossword. If on Jelly Neil will tell you the answers to them, but I skip them. Forgotten Shore, I think you have to get the map pieces. They're like all super cheap. And like once a week, there'll be something that you can collect. So like right here, there's these little coins. That means I got some Neo points. 2,000 Neo points. Super cool. A lot of the days you get nothing. I feel like it'll go like a week of nothing, and then you'll get something, but just check it every day. Fruit machine is like a proper slot. You can win different fruits. I've never gotten like the big mega prize. I think you can get paintbrushes from this. Paintbrushes are interesting because you can paint your pet different colors. So I want an Umajin, and if all three of those were the same, that would be a thing. Yeah, cool. We know the omelet, but do we know the jelly? My pets, whoever I'm feeding, so like right now it's Tiny, exclusively on the free jelly and the free omelet. You all know the omelet. The omelet's gray because of the plot. Scary, sad, but get a little omelet. Get you a little, and that's 3 meals right there. So, little iconic. Grave Danger. It's where you send your P2 to the catacombs to get you stuff. So Alice bought me a healing potion. That's super cool. So when I was explaining like P2s earlier, these are the P2s that my pets have. So, the Pedialyte right there. P2. You're at here because of the lab zapper. I'll show you guys in a moment. You can send them to get different things. They bring back junk most of the time, but it's fun. So let's send Mercutio down there. So we choose that pet. Equipment costs Neo Cash. I don't think it helps you out. You usually get garbage from Grave Danger. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, equipment's like a one-time thing. So you can't even like get an equipment and use it indefinitely. You can only use it once, which is like a thing. I don't ever equip them. They got it. Choose a pet, send that pet, come back in like 8 hours. 8 hours, 35 minutes to get a little prize. So if I remember in the mornings after I buy my little icy snowball, I'll also send my pet. That way when I like come back from work, I can do it again. I don't always remember to do that. Guess the weight, I don't do that. Anchor management, I do. Some people are saying you can get like pirate eggs and paintbrushes. You just hit fire and then you get something silly. I got this book that my pets already read. So there's that. Once a month you can get monthly freebies. It's food. I already got it for the month, but you just click it. Rich lore, love them. 100 neopoints, legend. Some you get like between like 50 and 100. Absolutely fantastic. Love a slow work. I skipped the whole I think and get a prize for it. I have full beef with Tarla. Like full beef with this pixel. This girl is never in her shop. Cause it's like random days and times you can go and get a prize, and she's only there for like 10 minutes, and then for the first like 3 minutes it's one prize, and like the rest of the time it's some random prize. It's a thing. They're like pages dedicated to understanding Tarla. Jelly Neil will also tell you in the little alerts if Tarla is in. She, her, and then Termoculus. Never in when I'm on, which is very rude. So I never get prizes from them. Whatever. And then we finally have the discarded magical blue grundle plus your prosperity. Also gives you stuff. Can heal your pet. So can make your pet not hungry anymore. So all good. Or nothing happens. Another outcome. So those are quick little dailies. You can do games. Some neopoints required. Yeah, coconut shy you can do 20 times. So talk to someone else about Food Club. I do not understand Food Club. I do end Shang's bets, but I feel like I've been losing quite a bit, so I stopped doing the bets. It's whatever. There's stocks, fairy caves, the abandoned attic, buried treasure, pick your own. I don't do these a whole lot. If I'm going to do one, it's going to be the stock market because I'm boring and I understand it. You're going to want to find something that is 15 neopoints. You can get 1,000 of them. Or if you have a specific boon from the obelisk, you can buy it 10. That's advanced. That's advanced stuff. So most of the time, you're going to be able to just do the 15. So let's say I want the Skeeth feeding LTE. Click on that in order to buy it. You can see the competitors. Click it again. It's going to take a second. You can buy up to 1,000, so make sure you have enough Neo points on hand. Buy shares, and this goes into your shares. It's like a stock. It's the basic stock. You don't have to know about like stocks in the real world. This is like basic like entry level stock market. It's not that the stocks don't go up and down based on anything as far as I can tell. It's random. It's not like real world stocks where like an event happens, stocks rise and fall. This is just whatever little system tells you. So since you bought it, it'll tell you. So like I bought a current price at 15 for this very first one, the ACFI. It's right now going for 15, 0% change. So I wouldn't sell that. You want to sell for a profit if you want to make a profit with stocks, with business, with whatever. So like technically like with the 17 I could sell it, but like some are also at like 45. The highest is 60. So like right here, like this 64, 59 open versus current price. I'll probably wait until the current price is at like 60 whatever. But like I would still be able to get 372% increase. So stocks 101 with this random neopets YouTuber. Very boring long-term strategy. You lose a lot, but yeah, if you want quick money, it's not the stock market. Test your strength. I only do because I want the trophy. I want the gold trophy. I have the bronze. And you get points the higher up it goes. This is all random. It's not based off of your pet's strength or anything. That'd be like, I feel like that might be like a common misconception. Like there's nothing you can do to get all the way to the top. It's random every time you do it. So You get to the top, you get the jackpot, you get the trophy, all that stuff. Fairy caves, I only do if I have a boon. The ticket booth, I used to do it, and then I got like all the avatars for seeing the bands and like all the different merch, so I don't do that anymore. Hidden tower, you can purchase items, don't really do that. I don't do pick your own, I don't do the lottery, I don't do the attic. I sometimes do the wishing well. I should get better at the wishing well, and I also wish I could explain it. Basically, you make a donation to the wishing well, and it'll grant you something that is an item, like a rarity of like 90 or like an R9. I can get into that in a separate video, like understanding rarities and stocking and all that. But you're gonna want to donate at least 21 Neo points, and then you can ask for an item. I've been asking for the Orion stamp because I love Orion. Nice and easy. And you can make 7 wishes every 12 hours. And then if you win items, you'll get a little Neo mail and you'll get the item you wished for. I've never won. I've never won, and there are some conspiracies going around that only shell accounts are winning. So I'm not going to scroll down on this page, but if you scroll down on this page, you'll see usernames of different Neopets users and what they won. So just, you have to be specific. You can't just say stamp. You have to give the exact name of the stamp or the item, whatever. And people are saying that like shell accounts are winning, and there's like a botting thing because hobbies aren't just chill, you know? Make a wish. There we go. Maybe one day. Whatever. That's all I really do there. Quest log. The coincidence I don't do. People do the coincidence to get either stat increases or P3s. The coincidence generates a random event. So it could be anything. Other places, yeah. We can do the lab rates, because I've been talking about them. You have to do the regular lab in order to get the pet lab. I'm going out of order. This is where you can zap your pets, and it'll look into different things. So in this top row, Frank, Pants McGee, Frank, Milk, and Poplar were all zapped. That's not what they originally started as. The library can also turn your pet into dust. So if you get a pet you like, don't zap it. So I currently would not zap Alice. This Frank, that's a really cool fish. Crucio or Mr. Krabs Jr. because I genuinely like the way they look. I would zap your ad here. You could also lose your pets, like not even just sludge, like completely gone. So only zap pets that you don't care about. And then you have to have a name for it. So this Meowclops that I have right here, can't zap. I actually have to like not like take the Meowclops off of the pet it's attached to, because I did that for an avatar and I just haven't. So there you go. There you go. And then it can change your name, kill it, get a new pet. Your pet can go up a level. I still have to research pet levels, and it's gonna load, and you get something. So now I got a name change. So now this P2 is known as Pookie McDroolish. Whatever. You have to like go back and rename your pet whenever. And then Labray, this is the big one. It costs us a couple million to complete. There's some like Labray exclusive colors. So like it's a thing, but like you don't have to zap if like you're just not loving the ethics of zapping your pet. I'm just trying to see what could happen. So we're zapping Zams. Zams actually started as a cow and is now a Nemo. And I don't really have anything that I like need for Zams at the moment, but yeah, you get 2 movement points. That's cool. So those are the bulk of the dailies. You also, like I was talking about, we all need our goals. Mine is Battle Dome training. So if we come over to Mystery Island, this is where you do the training. I know Chowder has a really good video on like Battle Dome training for beginners, but I like to do the Battle Dome to farm Neocola tokens and such. And so you come over to status, and I want to say Lepidolite is done with the course, and that this is where you use like the tan code stones. Doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. But you come over here, complete, increase strength, and this is also where you can just like quickly see the stats for all of your pets. I wish it would load so I could show you different things. It's cheaper to start at the little other one. What's it called? Not Mystery Island. The other one, the one where you use the balloons. I'm so bad at this. It's cheaper to start there, but you can do the Mystery Island one as well. I think it's the Croc Island School. But that only takes like up to 40 if you're using the balloons. Then you have to go to 10, and then you have to get to like level like 250, and then do the red code stones. That does not mean anything to you all. You can just see different stats. So right now, I'm trying to get to like level. You need to do level because level helps you train the other stats. Strength and defense. I'm mainly doing strength because that helps me. Defense, if you play against other players, you're going to want good defense. I only play against like different random like computer stuff. I'm not playing against real players. I'm playing against like Battledome challengers, so I don't really do defense a whole lot. Movement, don't train. Don't train movement. Movement links to agility in the Battledome, and that has been broken for years. And if it ever gets fixed, you'll want to train movement. I would not spend your money on it unless you want like even stats, and I don't think that's something we should do. There's so many things going on neopets.com. I do not think updating the Battledome is going to happen, to be honest. To be honest, if I can be cynical again, I do not see that as a priority for the TNT team. So I don't do it. And then HP is about how much damage you can take before you lose the battle. So you're going to want HP to go up. For strength and defense, you only really have to train to 850. And then there's no more effectiveness. But you can keep training HP, and you'll have to keep training level to get HP trained up. So there we go. Super duper basics. And then if you wanted to do it, you would come over here to courses, and it'll kind of like teach you the basics of everything. So if I wanted to train HP, choose who you want. It'll tell you how many code stones in the Pedialyte. And then strength, defense, agility is that movement thing you don't have to do. Endurance is HP or level. You want to be like kind of careful when you're on the cusp, because I'm between 41 and 80, 3 code stones, 4 hours. I'm at like what, level 74. When I'm at level like 77ish, you want to be careful because you can get bonuses, which are very good. You're really gonna want bonuses in Master to Grandmaster section, where instead of going up 1 strength point, you'll go up like up to 5. You want to be careful when you're on the edge of going up, especially with level, because like you would hate to be on like level like 79 and then like train, and then you go up like by 3, and then you're like pushed into a new cost bracket before it's done. Again, that's like very like into the weeds for it, but just be careful when you're on the cusp of going into the next Neo level, basically. Then you just hit start course, and then you have to get the code stones. I'm pretty sure you can cancel at the school. There was like, for like most of Neopia history, you couldn't cancel these courses, but I think you can now. And you just have to basically get the right code stones that correspond. So I would need this one, that one, and that one, and then you pay for it. So I would have to go to my safety deposit box and get those 3. So what are they even? M, Z, and E. So you go to your safety deposit box. I don't know if there's a fast way to do it. Code stones, and then you just remove. You're gonna want it there. I keep all my code stones hidden in my safety deposit box. You can also have some out. They can ask for, since it's asking for multiple, you can get 3 of the same. You can get 3 different ones. A lot of times I get like 2 of one code stone, 1 of the other. It's whatever. Go and get the code stones. If you're running low, you can buy it. So if you have like no plans on doing Battledome at all, or you just need money, If you sell any of the code stones or any of the doubloons, you'll make money. Then you hit pay. And then that's training. And you come back in like 4 hours and you do it again. So there's that. All that leads into Battle Dome. I don't feel like explaining Battle Dome. You'll high level Battle Dome. Let me do it. I'll do the Battle Dome for you since it's already an entirely too long video. You come here, you hit battle. And this is where you choose what pet you want and the different things you can do. There's also like fairy abilities. It's a lot. It doesn't really make sense. But here's where like a quick thing. These are the different weapons you have. Because of the plot, you can get these weapons very easily. So I think everyone except for Downside, so don't look at this level, but like all these I got through the plot prize. So there's that. Then you hit continue. You can do challenger or 2-player. 2 players where defense is going to matter a little bit more unless they change the Battle Dome, which like I said, I don't think they're going to do. Then you do challenger. Then you have a list of challengers. You can unlock them any way you want. And then this difficulty will correspond with like how hard it's going to be to beat them. So like green, easy, medium, tough, whatever. You unlock these randomly also through the Battlepedia, which is through Jelly Neo. If you go to Jelly Neo and then Battlepedia, this is where you can learn more, and then you learn about the challengers and you can do like a checklist for the challengers. Not everyone is active. Some are hidden behind premium. Some don't work. Yeah. What I can tell you is that you're not going to start with Punch Bag Bob. Sometimes, like there is a trophy for it, but you're gonna want to be a little stronger. It takes a long time, so you want like good weapons, and you have to like beat him on easy. It's a thing. You think he's gonna be easy because he's 0. It just takes a long time. Start easy on Chia Clown if you really need something. There's also Jetsam Ace, I think, is the premium one that gives you Nerks. And Nerks have been fluctuating in price, but like overall, like it's a pretty good sell those. I come to Neopet V2 because you get Neocola tokens where you can put them in the Neocola machine, and it's gambling again, but it's not gambling that I care about. So that's what I do. You can also get like doubloons. You can get code stones. Like I'm going to just quickly show you how I do it. So I do Neopet V2 right here, and I hope to get Neocola tokens. If I don't, I don't. Then you come here. And it's going to take a second to load and get everything ready. And so there's this combat log you can toggle on or off. Whatever. And you see your HP. You're going to want more HP. So you can click your weapons. These are much better weapons than you will need to defeat this monster, but you only have like 8 weapon spots. And so I'm going to just keep rocking with like some of the best weapons out there until they come out with new things. This last one is for your fairy ability. You're going to want to get to level 50. So train your pet to level 50. So you'll have to go over to the Mystery Island School. I feel like that don't listen to me for like training things, but like once you get there, just like kind of level rush to 50. That's level rushing is where you just train your level and you're not training like strength, defense, and HP. The only other time I would really level rush is if you're trying to get out of that, like out of the school. So when the courses are like 24 hours, you're going to want to level rush there as well. And also use like scratch cards and like strength potions and quests and different things. It's a whole thing. I'll talk about it later when I talk too long about Battle Dome and stuff later on. Basically, you come here and you want a lens flare. Lens flare is good because it'll basically blind your opponent so you can just attack them. So you'll hear people say like, oh, just lens flare your way to victory with like plot people or different opponents. It's basically this person. The person you're fighting with can't attack you, so you can just do all the damage. So if you hit fight, everything will happen and you'll lens flare your way to victory. And then Neopets is super laggy, which is why I'm not going to do all of the battles you can for the day. So you do that, you see that you took 0 damage, your HP is fine because they were frozen and they lost everything. And then you hit collect reward, and I got a code stone. You can get food, you can get doubloons, you can get red or tan, you can't really decide which one. Yeah, I sell the doubloons. Sometimes I'll sell a red code stone if I like really need money. You get neo points. You have like I think 15 items you can get every day from the battle dome and some amount of neo points. So there we go. I usually would hit play again and I would just do that forever. But since everything's laggy and I feel like this video has gone on too long, we're not going to do that. If you hit new fight, you can choose a different challenger or you can hit exit to exit the battle dome. You'll do that. Yeah, there's certain things you can't do if you're at the battle dome. Like you can't be like healed. Marina can't heal at the healing springs if you're like actively in the middle of it. So just make sure you like fully exit out of it, or you can just come here and see if you are battling, and then you can like exit the battle that way. But there we go. That's kind of everything. Last thing I want to talk about is the plot because I've been mentioning it. There's the Neopets plot. Plots are big. New lands, big conflicts happen. We are doing the Void Within plot. Unfortunately for me, I started recording when the plot was paused, but I still have stuff going on. The plot was paused mid last year, right before like the Neopets 25th bash and like Advent and all that. It was supposed to come back Q1. Not to be a hater. Not to be a hater. But I did predict the plot wasn't going to come back Q1. And it didn't. There were different things. There was like a whole month where it was like the Neopets community versus TNT, which is every day. Every day. But I want to say it was like back in like February or like very early March. And then like the quest log was like down. It was a thing. Plot's not coming back anytime soon. That's all I'm saying. So right now we're in the Void Within plot where everything is gray. Like, why is our omelet gray? All this stuff. Things are weird. We've been in the Haunted Woods. This is like the plot place where everything happens. You can do these games. There's an I want to say Voidworks is the avatar. Tea Time also might have an avatar. And then there's a trophy for Cozy Campfire. So this would be like a great time to like work on those. You don't get any like plot points or anything. Those are on hold. But you just come in. You read the story. I'm not going to read it to you. Again, Chowder, I want to say, tells you all about the story, but it's a different comic. Board will just take you to the Void Within Neopets board. I don't do Neo boards. I advise you to not do those either. It's where the worst of the Neopets community gathers, I feel like sometimes. It's a lot. You basically come into these stories, different things will happen. You hit next, but like because we're paused, there's nothing new occurring. Battles frozen at the moment. There's also a thing where you can send into the hospital. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter right now. Rewards is really what it's all about. This is where you get a lot of stuff. You get trophies, all that stuff. And you get different points. Total points, spendable points, how many you spent. So you can come in here and like buy stuff, which is like super cool. Flick plushie collectors. Or I'm probably going to come in and get some of the books out of here. Or some of the stamps, you know? Different things like that. Like a Gray Drake morphing potion. That's crazy. Gray Psy Bunny morphing potion. That's also crazy. It used to be impossible to get like Drakes. And then Psy Bunnies, because they're only available for one day. People are just always looking for morphing potions, and it's a lot of Neo money, but things have kind of calmed down. You get different pet paintbrushes, because you can like change the color of your pet. All that. I came to this for the big ones. Thundersticks. Theorist here. Wand of the Dark Fairy and Grapes of Wrath. They're excellent Battle Dome things that you would never be able... I would never be able to. I know people had them. These are like some of the strongest Battle Dome weapons in the game. And so that's why I was like... I'm not fully explaining everything to you. But the fact that you can get these for 5,000 or 3,000 or 2,000 neopoints is absolutely wild. I promise. A lot of people that have been on Neopets were super happy because, like, I can finally get Grapes of Wrath. This was 100 million or billions, and they were hidden away. And you could only get, like, the wand of, like, the Dark Fairy if you completed, like, Judora's quest. And those are, like, super hard, random, time based things. And it's a lot. And then there's also the subset people who are like, I hate this. I've been on Neopets for 20 years and I earned it. No one else should be able to just go and buy it. It's a lot. That's Neopets, kind of. If you haven't been able to tell, the Neopets community is very vocal. Yeah, like I said, if you come over to like this community and you are in a good spot, you can go to the Neo boards. There's nothing on the Neo boards for me, so I'm not gonna go over there. There's the Reddit, there's a Discord, there's even just on Jelly Neo some of the wildest comments you will ever hear. Yeah, I like the Neopets community. Everyone's nice, but every once in a while things aren't great. But yeah, that's Neopets in a nutshell. Kinda, not really. A very high level overview of some things. Like I said, I didn't touch on Food Club. Food Club is a way to make Neo points. It works better if you have an older Neopet account, so if you can like recover your childhood account, which is like kind of difficult, or you've just been playing for a long time. Follow someone's bets. I didn't do restocking. It's where you buy stuff from the Neopet stock shops and then you auction it or sell it. I don't do that. There's also different shops. Like you can make your own little Neopet shop. That's one way to make money. My shop isn't the nicest. Yeah. I'm selling garbage at the moment just to see if anyone bites. Maybe like once a month I'll come in and I'll sell like nice stuff, morphing potions, all that. Otherwise, this is very like passive for me. Like I don't do my shop. Like I'll do what I'm doing here and put like 60 void snowballs. Come get them if you want it. Or like my very overpriced Blue Neo Cola token. But if you go to your till, you can make money. So I have like over 1 million just sitting in my till that I could do anything with. You can have like a certain amount of Neo points in your shop till and in your bank. And like once you hit like the max on one, then you do the other one. It's a thing. I don't know what the number is. I'm nowhere close to it. So there we go. Restocking, yeah, and then you just put things in your shop or in the auctions, all that stuff. Yeah. That's yeah, I know I talked about avatars. I'm not a big avatar collector, but you go to your settings and like your Neoboard thing. That's how you get avatars, all that. So like if you come over here, like I have like 197. That's cool. Stamps 96, site themes 10. I don't really do Neopet deck, whatever. This is kind of like your like user page. All about my shop and my gallery is empty. You can see this for like any user as well, so you can either look up the user's name or the pet and then click on it, get to the user, you can see their pets. And like these, if your pet's doing good, it'll show here. That's kind of how people figure out if you like shell accounts or if you're like a bot. If you have like a super old account or like a super new account and your pets are like sad, it's a thing. Other people can explain it better than me, but you can kind of just like see all your pets. Little trophies. I really want to build up my trophies, but I am like a newer player, so I just haven't been in it as much. And yeah, the Lutari Talisman, they're beads that help you around Neopets, and the beads are finally being released in the quest log, so we'll see how that goes. And then game trophies, I want a lot of game trophies. I feel like I have a good amount, but it's hard. So, like I was talking about, that cozy campfire, I'm at silver. If you beat hard in 10 seconds, then you get the gold. That's like random chance. It took me too long to get the silver, so I'm just happy with that. Bronze for cell block. Bronze for test your strength. Beating punching bag. Bob gets you something. And then, like, if you win cheat, go. Any of those, you get gold. You notice I'm only gold, and I think there's like 7 or 8 games where you just, if you get a certain number, like the max amount of points, then you get it. And then you don't have to do like the whole like game trophy thing. I'm not explaining game trophies very well because I don't really do it because I'm not like super competitive like that. But like solitaire, you just have to win like 2 games in a row. Sounds easy, but it's incredibly difficult. Snowboard, you just have to win. Hopefully I'm gonna get it for Soblock one day, but like Grand Theft Imagine is an example. I have a guide on my channel which you can follow, and you follow along. It's not that hard. It's kind of like a little moving puzzle game. You're letting Stan steal stuff from Sockmet, and then you get a certain number of points, and then if you get those points, everyone is awarded the gold trophy. So there's that. Doesn't really make sense. Like, these are different things you can build up. They're long-term things. Like I said, I want to do Battle Dome. I want to get more trophies. I want to flesh it out. I've been talking for too long. I was supposed to end this video like 20 minutes ago, but that's just some things you can do on neopets.com in the year 2025. I want to get back to doing this. I finally got a mic. I know audio was horrible on this channel for a while, but I did all of like the neopets. I did Festival of Negs. I want to follow like the big thing and just kind of do like a daily, not daily, just follow like big news on Neopets and like do dailies. And like when I do dailies, I talk about like what's happening, all of that. When the plot comes back, you know I'll be here. If Orion is mentioned, I will leave work early to come film for y'all's, like I promise. And there we go. That's just some of the stuff you can do on Neopets in 2025. The thing with Neopets is there's so much to do. You kind of have to carve your own space and do what you like, and it's kind of difficult to figure out what you do like. So yeah, Tiny's hurt, aren't you? You're sick? Are you sick? Anyways, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, we gotta go. I've been talking for too much. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if there's anything, yeah, you're sick. Whatever. Anything you want to know, I can go like more in depth and I can make a video on it and talk about it. If you're impatient, Chowder says his videos on all the dailies and is better at explaining things. Kevin O Gaming, Rinny, Amanda, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? A lot of people are coming up with like Neopet stuff. So, yeah. I don't think anyone made it to the end of this video, but if you did, thanks a whole lot. I appreciate it. And I will see you all later. I will see you all later. I will come through with dailies or something, or if something big happens, or whatever. Who knows what I'm about to do? Not me. But there's basic Neopet stuff. Okay. Bye.